Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something big, a real structural shift in the creator world. We're talking about the TikTok exodus. We're seeing these huge creators, people who literally built their careers on the platform, either, leaving it entirely or just cutting their output way, way down.
Right.
For so long, TikTok was like the digital gold rush. But it seems like for a lot of people, that rush is over.
That gold rush analogy is, I think, perfect. And what our sources are showing is that this isn't just, a few creators getting bored. This is systemic.
Systemic how?
It's driven by, 5 really interconnected problems. We're talking economics, psychological burnout, even geopolitics, and of course, the tech of the platform itself.
Okay.
So our mission today is to get past the headlines and really show you how all these pieces fit together to make a long-term career on TikTok. Well, pretty unsustainable for many.
And that's why it's a perfect deep dive. You can't just look at one part of it. You have to see how the whole system is kind of failing creators. Okay, let's unpack this. So where do we start? It has to be the algorithm.
Right.
The machine that built the whole thing.
It's the foundation, absolutely. In the early days, say 2018 up to maybe 2021, TikTok was amazing at discovery. Its whole algorithm was this powerful engine for pushing new things.
Yeah, I remember that.
A creator could post their very first video, and if it just hit the right note with a small niche, they could wake up the next morning with millions of views. An instant audience.
It created an entire generation of stars from scratch.
It did. But the consensus from the sources now is that that engine has, it's dramatically slowed down. For some, it feels like it's just stopped.
And this is where that term algorithm roulette comes from, right?
That phrase just captures it perfectly. It means the success of your video feels completely disconnected from its quality or the effort you put in or even what worked for you last week.
So you could make 2 nearly identical videos.
And one gets 5 million views and the other gets 500. It's that random. And that makes any kind of long-term planning, any kind of business strategy almost impossible.
It's like trying to run a shop where you don't know if the doors will even open on any given day.
Exactly.
But wait, all platforms mature. I mean, YouTube matured, but it didn't seem to cause this level of crisis for the people who were already there.
Yeah.
What's different about TikTok?
That is the key question, and it comes down to a fundamental shift in what the algorithm is trying to do. It's moved from prioritizing discovery to prioritizing retention and, of course, monetization.
Okay, so instead of finding me the next new thing, it's just trying to keep me scrolling for as long as possible.
Precisely. The goal shifted. Once the user base got huge and stabilized, it wasn't about finding new creators anymore. It was about maximizing watch time and delivering ads efficiently.
So it shows me things it knows I already like from big accounts it already trusts.
Exactly. And who does the algorithm trust? Big, established accounts, media companies, and this is crucial accounts with big promotional budgets behind them.
So competition.
Massive competition. This algorithm roulette feeling really took off right as major brands and huge media companies flooded the platform.
Which I guess is a natural consequence of success.
It is, but the short-form format just amplifies the damage. If you're one person filming in your bedroom, you are now in direct competition in the feed with, a studio that has a whole production team.
And when those big players start paying to boost their posts, they're basically buying up all the oxygen in the room.
They're buying up the distribution space. And since the feed is a zero-sum game, that directly squeezes out the individual organic creator.
Okay, so if your organic reach is drying up, that sets the stage perfectly for the second huge problem.
The money.
The economics of it all. Why is it so hard to make a stable living on TikTok?
It really gets to the heart of the frustration. I mean, you can get these spectacular view counts on TikTok, way higher than on other platforms, but the actual monetary return it's famously low.
And that's mostly because of the creator fund, right? Can you walk us through why that's so problematic?
The whole structure is the problem. See, it's not a revenue share model like YouTube's AdSense.
Where you get a cut of the ad money on your specific video.
Exactly. The TikTok Creator Fund is a fixed pot of money, a finite pool. And that pool has to be divided among every single qualifying creator on the platform, globally.
Oh, wow. So as the platform gets more popular and more creators join?
The pie stays the same size, but the number of people trying to get a slice just grows and grows and grows.
So each slice gets smaller.
Infinitesimally smaller. The payout rate, what's called the effective CPM, is pennies per 1,000 views. A creator can get, say, 10 million views on a video, and the payout might not even cover their lunch.
That's insane. So you have to rely on brand sponsorships.
You have to. But we just established that the algorithm makes traffic completely unpredictable, which makes landing those stable, long-term brand deals so much harder. It's a vicious cycle.
It's a closed loop of instability.
It is. And what's fascinating here is when you compare TikTok's model to its competitors, you see exactly why creators are jumping ship.
So where are they going? What's the better offer?
Well, look at YouTube. Long-form content there still has AdSense, which is a predictable revenue share. Plus, you have platforms like Patreon or Twitch that are built on stable monthly subscriptions from your fans.
Right, a subscription model. That gives you a baseline income that has nothing to do with whether the algorithm likes you this week.
Exactly. It insulates you. And the sources point out that even other short-form platforms, like Instagram Reels in some markets, have offered better payouts, often as, like, performance bonuses.
So for a lot of creators, it boils down to simple math.
It's an arbitrage opportunity. They're moving their business to where they can earn more and more consistently for the exact same amount of work.
So we've got algorithmic chaos, a broken economic model, which leads us right into the third factor, the human cost, the burnout.
Oh, the burnout is immense.
I just can't imagine how exhausting it must be chasing this unpredictable machine that doesn't even pay well.
The platform demands constant volume. It's relentless. The nature of these short-form trends means you have to be on all the time. If you take a week off,
You're forgotten.
the algorithm basically forgets you exist. Your numbers plummet.
And it's not just, hitting record on your phone. The workload the sources describe it's huge. There's the idea, the script, filming, editing.
The captions, managing the comments to keep engagement up. It is a full-time, high-stress job for what often amounts to less than minimum wage.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The sources actually identified two very specific types of burnout. It's not all the same.
Yes, and that distinction is so important. First, you have creative burnout.
Okay.
That's the mental exhaustion of just having to constantly invent something new. You have to be fresh, you have to be on trend, you have to react within hours sometimes. That pace just grinds you down.
You're on a content hamster wheel.
Totally. But the second type, audience burnout, might actually be worse emotionally.
What's that?
That's the feeling that you're forced to make content, is popular, content the algorithm wants, but it's not you. It goes against your own identity.
So you might have started out as, a serious science communicator, but the algorithm only rewards you when you do a silly dance while explaining photosynthesis. So you get trapped.
You become a parody of yourself. And that feeling of selling out your own creative vision just to please the machine, it's profoundly draining. You combine that with the crazy workload, and people just quit. They have to.
Okay, let's pull the lens back a bit, because it's not all happening in a vacuum. There are these huge external forces at play, like geopolitics.
The instability, yeah. For anyone trying to build a long-term career, this is a massive red flag. For the last few years, there have been constant discussions about a U.S. ban or heavy regulation.
And concerns about data and platform ownership.
All of it. From a business perspective, building your entire company on that platform is like building a house on a seismic fault. It's just an incredible amount of risk.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, that risk doesn't just scare creators, it scares the money away.
That's the chain reaction. Brands hate uncertainty. It's the enemy of every marketing budget. So when there's talk of bans, they pull their ad spend from TikTok and move it somewhere safer.
Which kills the sponsorship market.
Which directly hits the creator's bottom line. It just makes the whole situation even more unstable, so they have to look for an exit.
And that exit ramp brings us to our final point, audience migration. It used to feel like TikTok was short-form video, but that's not true anymore.
Not at all. Short form is everywhere now. YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Snapchat Spotlight, they're all competing for the same slice of attention.
So TikTok doesn't own the culture anymore.
No. A trend can pop up on Reels and spread to TikTok or vice versa. The audience is scattered. And if you're a smart creator, you have to follow your audience. You can't just stay on one platform if your viewers are leaving.
So the exodus isn't just about quitting. It's a strategic move. A diversification.
It's a total strategic restructuring. They're not just cross-posting the same video. They're building out real, unique presences on other channels.
What does that look like?
We see a huge move towards what the sources call sustainable audience ownership. They're building long form on YouTube, which fosters a deeper connection and pays better. And crucially, they're building things they control directly.
Like what? Newsletters.
Email newsletters, private Discord servers, Patreon communities, things that aren't controlled by an algorithm.
It's like a return to the old internet, Own the relationship with your audience. Don't just rent it from a platform.
That's it exactly. TikTok gives you incredible reach, incredible exposure, but it doesn't give you ownership. This whole migration is about taking back control. If TikTok disappears tomorrow, a creator with a big email list still has their business. They have a direct line to their audience.
Wow. So that brings us to the end. So what does this all mean? I think for you listening, the big takeaway is that the TikTok exodus isn't about one single flaw.
No, it's a system failure.
It's a systemic failure to evolve from a discovery engine into a sustainable creator economy. You got the random algorithm, the bad economics, the psychological burnout, and this layer of geopolitical risk on top.
And the sources all point to this one central idea. Creators are chasing sustainable audience ownership. And if the whole value proposition of a platform is shifting away from raw exposure, which was TikTok's superpower,
Right.
and toward retention and stability, which is what things like subscriptions offer, that raises a really provocative question for anyone trying to make it as a creator today.
And what's that thought we should be mulling over?
Well, if the big platforms are failing to provide that stability, maybe emerging creators need to flip the script entirely. Should they focus on owning that audience relationship first? Build the newsletter, build the community, before they go chasing viral fame on an algorithm they can't control.
Oh, retention before discovery.
It's a total reversal of the current playbook, and it's something I think is really worth thinking about.
A fascinating final thought. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the business and the psychology of the great TikTok exodus. We'll catch you next time.